Welcome to Government Gossip.
Our hot topic this week is presidential scandals.
So let's get the ball rolling. To start off today, we're talking about the Nixon scandal, otherwise known as the Watergate scandal. The Watergate scandal rocked the U.S. presidency in the early 1970s. On a more serious note, the events of the Watergate scandal led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon. The Watergate scandal gets its name from the Watergate Hotel. During the election campaign of 1972, the Democratic National Committee had offices inside the Watergate building. On June 17th, 1972, at 2:30 a.m., police caught 5 men trespassing into the hotel. The men were attempting to hide bugs, which are microphones used to secretly listen to the conversations inside these offices. The FBI reported that the Watergate break-in was a part of the widespread spying and sabotage designed to help President Nixon win the re-election. The following November, President Nixon did win the election. All telephone calls and office conversations in Nixon's offices had been recorded since 1971. When the government asked to hear these tape recordings, Nixon refused to hand the tapes over. During this time, there was an increasing pressure for Nixon's impeachment. The U.S. Supreme Court ordered Nixon to hand over the tapes of 64 conversations. Days later, the House Judiciary Committee passed one of 3 articles to require to impeach the president. The following month, on August 8th, 1974, Nixon announced his resignation before he could be impeached. It was the first time in history that a U.S. president had resigned. And there you have it, folks.
Our next presidential scandal is with Ronald Reagan. He wanted to give money to Nicaragua, the Contras. Congress denied this action under the Boland Agreement. Reagan didn't like this, so he created a covert affair, the Iran-Contra affair. The U.S. started selling weapons to Iran, and in return, Iran was supposed to free the 7 hostages held by the terrorist group connected with the Army of the Guardians of the Islamic Revolution. The U.S. used the money from selling the weapons to support the Contras, but there is no evidence that proves that Ronald Reagan knew anything about this or enforced this plan. Reagan was a strong enforcer of the Contra cause, so this doesn't look very good for his administration. And next we have the presidential scandal with Clinton.
The Lewinsky scandal. In 1995, during Clinton's administration, 22-year-old Monica Lewinsky became an intern. The relationship between the two was what one would call inappropriate. Lewinsky confided in her friend, Linda Tripp, who was also working at the White House, about the sexual encounters between her and Clinton. Linda turned out to be a backstabbing bitch and sold her out to the government. Linda Tripp recorded the conversations between her and Lewinsky about her affairs with Clinton and gave them to the lawyer handling Clinton's impeachment trial. He was already being accused of other political scandals at the time. She also convinced Lewinsky to not dry clean the blue dress that held Clinton's DNA. When Clinton was asked about his relations with Lewinsky, he said there was not a sexual relationship or an improper sexual relationship or any other kind of improper sexual relationship. And when he was questioned again, he said, it depends on what the meaning of the word is. I thought we all had the same meaning. They offered Lewinsky a deal that if he turned in the DNA and any other evidence that she had, she would get off scot-free. So then, with the proof, they again asked Clinton, and he said that they couldn't really count that as sexual relations, and so he wasn't lying, because he didn't do anything to her, so it didn't count. I call that selfish, my friends. Due to little support, Clinton was not found guilty and continued his presidency. But no one will ever forget about Monica Lewinsky and the stain on her blue dress.
Thanks for watching. Join us next week when we talk about
The Obamas and the marital issue